Welcome home. This is an ORIZON podcast. This is your neighborhood, your hood, your barrio. If not, what's yours? Let's go.
Hello world, hello ladies and gentlemen, beautiful beings of this world. I am Zagotora and I come from far away because my real name is Zawadi. If you know what Zawadi means, you will know that is Swahili. And Swahili is found where? In Tanzania, East Africa. That's where I'm from. And I'm from a very, very northern part of Tanzania. It's called Nyamongo. It's a small village where I was born. I bet you won't pronounce that. But it's Nyamongo, Tarime, North Mara, and I am a proud Kuria girl. So like our country has lots of tribes and my tribe is Kuria. I can say Amangana, that's like hi. And I speak Kuria, I speak English, I speak Swahili, okay, I'm just playing. That's the last language I speak. I'm learning Spanish though and I'm so excited. I can't wait to speak. Para calagadaga, ¿cómo estás? Enjoy your time with me.
It's the kids, baby.
Ooh, oh yeah, Ma chérie, my yo, my yo motola, my zinelele, my baby, my yo, my yo motola, my zinelele, baby. Zini bande gijwani malololo, baby. Upo kwenye moyo kwa ndani malololo, baby. Hakuna matata, oh matata, hakuna matata, oh matata.
We go Miss East African Queen. Yes. So for me, on a personal, my name is Micaela. I would like to introduce of how we met each other. So I want to give that platform to Zawadi because she was actually collaborating in a class where I was taking in Tanzania.
Yeah.
Dar es Salaam.
How did you like the experience?
It was more the connection I had with you. Yes.
Nice.
It was just looking because the way you moved was feminine.
Yeah.
And while I was there, everything was like.
I remember you telling me that.
Yes. Wow. And I had missed that because it already had been 2 weeks being there. And I had started missing what it felt to be a girl because everything was like, and I was like, I understand why I need to be here, but I miss this.
So nice to see you here. I bet we're gonna dance more. Yeah.
Yes. So meeting you in 2020 and then working with you in 2022. And I'm still very honored that you offered for me to come teach. So I had the opportunity of teaching dancehall. For those who don't know, like my love, my everything, my world is dancehall from Jamaica. So having the opportunity to just share space with this beautiful woman and queen of how people look up to her, it's mesmerizing because you are correct. You had more men showing up to take your class.
Yeah, than women. Yeah, than women. Oh, you remember I told you, there were so many men coming to my class more than women. And I was like, I need more women because like I want women to feel what I'm also feeling, you know, like the way dance makes me feel so free of expressing myself, the way I move, loving every part of my body, the way it moves. That's a beautiful feeling. And if a woman gets to experience that, I think it awakens more in her that it was like it
suppressed.
Was yeah, because now it feels free to express itself. Yeah, so I really craved for more women in my class. That's why I even started Femininity because I wanted to specialize with working with women only. Yeah, guys, I did not tell you I'm a dancer and I'm a choreographer. So I was just telling Micaela about how my classes, when I was doing classes in Tanzania, I used to have lots of men in my classes more than women, and my concern, my like that got my attention because I'm a woman. Of course, like you can't not see that you have so many men and you don't have your fellow women with you to dance with them and enjoy. So yeah, that pushed me and inspired me to start this session for women. It's called Femininity. A space for women to express themselves through dance and body movement.
So she easily answered the question which was going to ask her, what does she specialize in? No.
Okay.
So you did it. So I want to ask you, what has been your best experience in what you love to do?
Well, there's so much experience, but my best experience is the transformation. Like, dance has transformed me so much from when I started dancing to today. It's very different, and I love it because, like, when I started dancing, I told you I started dancing as a teacher. So when you start dancing as a teacher, you always want to deliver what's best for your students to learn and get better. And you as a teacher, you always have to push to get better and better and better and better, because every time when you deliver something, you should make sure that it's something good for someone to learn something and grow from that. So that push of me wanting to be better, to grow, because I knew that I have some people who are looking up to me, so I have to grow enough so that I can have enough to share with everyone around me, right? So yeah, that push led me to like seeking more, to want to know more of myself and just figure out how I can become better and better and better. And that push has got me so much farther from dancing, and more of me getting to know myself and being and just
Exploring.
Or exploring. And I don't know how to explain it, but it's more, it led me to a spiritual journey. I can
Explain
say
it
that.
in Swahili.
Yani dance imenifanya nimejitafuta mimi kama mimi, kwa sababu ukianza kucheza unakuwa unacheza dance za watu tofauti. Especially for me, I did not know how to dance at all, so I started learning from people. So when you learn from people, ukijifunza kwa watu, you will get something, but that's not you. So you have to find yourself among everything that you're learning. So dance imenisaidia mimi kujitafuta. When I say kujitafuta, is that process of finding yourself. So katika hiyo process ya kujitafuta, nimejitafuta ili niweze kujua how I can dance better. If I want to dance better, I realize that I need to understand myself. I need to know how strong is my legs. I need to know how strong is my arms. I need to know how strong is my body to balance every movement that I'm be doing. So all of that inatakiwa mimi nijitafute, nijijue, and that cannot only involve your body. It involves your body, your mind, and your soul. It all starts from the soul. The soul is the core. So from the soul, you translate it in your body, your mind processes it, and your body shows it, represents it. So it's more of spiritual journey, more than you can see me physically, but I'm more spiritual with this.
Beautiful. So through the good experience that you've had, which has been the most challenging for you as an artist?
Oh my goodness. It's so many. But the biggest challenge is I'm from a community that doesn't understand at all what I'm doing. They don't know it. They don't know what it is. They don't know anything about it. So you're in a place where someone will enjoy to see what you're doing, but it's just, I don't know if I do this, you understand? It's like ilimradi. We call it ilimradi. So no one understands it. Even though some people right now, like so many people in Tanzania, they call themselves dancers, I still say like they're not dancers yet, because they don't know, they just see people dancing, they're doing what I was doing before, like just learning from people, and you don't know how to move from it, how to capitalize in it, how to benefit from it, how to make it something that you can be proud of and grow with it. Because in the end, most of them, when I share, they stop doing what they're doing. They end up selling clothes, they end up going to sell food, because it's something that is not there. Like, we don't have the industry of dance in Tanzania. I can say that because, oh my goodness, it's like a battle from family, from friends, from the whole society. Everyone is telling you, what are you doing? Go to the office and get some laptops and do some work. What are you doing? That is just waste of time. So imagine living in that society where something that you value most and you love and you have all your dreams invested in, they're telling you it's nothing. That's a very big challenge.
Beauty from the struggle is knowing that you're not alone, because even though you're in that country, in many other countries go through the exact same thing. So even with some of which we consider like street dancers, before becoming professional or technical, a lot of us work 4 or 5 jobs, and as others would say, dance on the side. But it really wasn't dance on the side, because you were still putting in 25, 30 hours into the dance that you love, while working 3 or 4 other jobs. So it took years to finally get to a place where you can have financial income from dancing. So that's the similarities and yes, differences, but it's the pushing through regardless of what people think, how they feel, because that entrapment of religion and colonization is everywhere.
And it's crazy.
Yes, it's just heavier there, because no matter where I went, I was always the eldest, and to me that was very different, because here in America I can go and take dance class and I'm not always the eldest, but there everyone was very young and nobody was even close to 30, because by the time you hit your 25 you should have already had kids, and if you haven't had kids by 25 then you're no good as a woman. So the mental is like stuck for us in America, like 1950s.
I wish I would have said it like it's the mental of the society.
What it is to be a woman.
It's crazy.
Correct. So you're doing beautiful, Zawadi. Like don't feel like how that is hopeless, because it's not. It took America years, if not centuries, to finally see the beauty of what we have to offer as artists, instead of treating us like we're bottom feeders.
But I believe, of course, by time, because I have so many dreams with my country. Whatever that I want to do it there. So I believe we are going to get there.
Yes. So creating your prosperity, your financial freedom, and then utilizing those resources going back. So everything has its purpose and time. So then my next question of going to you is, when you moved to California for dance work, how was it the first month when you were living here? Or first week? How was the first 7 days? How was the first 7 days living in California?
The first 7 days were exciting. In my heart, in my head, I was so excited. You know, I don't know if you know this, but I think you know this. America is a dream for many people. You know, it's a dream for many people. So for me, I was so excited. I was like, okay, of course I know I'm going to do this job, but I have so many things to offer. I don't know who I'm going to meet. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just so excited to share what I have and see like what opportunities are there for me. I was just so excited, and I was having so many mixed feelings in my mind. But also in my head, I was telling myself, okay, don't get too excited. You might get lost in it, because America is a big place.
So now from your first week being here in America, how has it been for your third month now? The difference from when you first got here, those first 7 days, now you've been here for 3 months. How does a Zawadi now feel versus when you first came?
I asked this friend of mine is among us. We came from Tanzania. So I asked him, do you think the way you think has changed? That is the first thing I figured, that first of all, I think I was confused. Like, when you have so many thoughts in your head and you feel like, what is going on? And you're trying to make sense out of it. And until later on, when I got time to sit down and process it, then I felt different. Like the way I think it's because of how I meet with people, how I observe the way they live and how they do their things, whatever they're doing. It just improved the way I understand my surroundings and how I know my position wherever I am. Because in America, I figured everyone knows what they're doing, and it's very different in my country. Some people are just there and they're not doing anything and they don't care and they don't know what they're doing. But here, everyone is like, every time you have to know what you're doing and you have to be doing it. Unless if you're not doing it, you're wasting your time. I don't know if I'm making sense. So like when I started figuring out that, and I just started to think, I was thinking
It's having a strong foundation in what you choose to do. And if you don't have a strong foundation, then you shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah. So like what I figured is the way I was thinking, and I was when I was starting the first month, I was very excited for opportunities, and then I was looking, I was busy looking for it, but then like I don't know, I couldn't find anything. Like because I wanted to be active, but I couldn't find anything. So in the end, I just told myself, just calm down, go with the flow. It's your first time here. Your mind is still processing everything that is going on. You're meeting different people every day. You're meeting different things that you've never knew existed every day. So like it's a whole new environment. I might want to rush to get to be in it and be an active person of it, but I still need some time to get to know it more.
If Zawadi spirit was able to step out, and then you see the young mind coming to America, what would you tell yourself now that you've been here 3 months?
Okay. Now that I've known some things, I would tell myself, don't get too excited. That was the first thing. Don't get too excited, because you might start to assume things that you're going to do, and you might end up just sitting and enjoying the whole new environment and everyone's that's around you. But I know you like to smile and say hi to everyone on your way. So if someone doesn't reply back, don't feel bad, because people here, they don't care about anyone who's passing nearby them. They're busy with their stuff.
She's saying America don't care about your feelings.
No, honestly, like the first week, me in my country, I'm always used to, whenever I'm walking by, I see someone, I'm like, Mambo, habari yako, I'm Rambo. But here, the first time I tell someone, Rambo, they're like, and I was like, oh my goodness, what is that? Did I offend them? Or when I say hi, no one is replying back. And I'm like, how do these people live? So, Zawadi, when you're coming to America, just remember, most of the people here are busy with their own stuff, and they don't know. It's like they don't know whatever that is going on except for what is going on with them. So you also have to focus on what you're doing.
It's not understanding the spirit of the word Rafiki, which for those who don't understand, explain what Rafiki is.
Rafiki ni friend. Kidogo, I wanted to speak also in Swahili. Rafiki is a friend, and in Tanzania, everyone is your Rafiki. Everyone. It doesn't matter. You don't know. I just saw you the first time, but you're my Rafiki. I will take care of you as I would take care of my sister. I would take care of you as I would take care of my best friend, because if I'm here with you, it's me and you. if I'm somewhere with other people, it's me and them. So whatever happens to you, I will be like automatically, I don't know, like, but just automatically you feel concerned. You feel like I want to know, how are you doing? I want to exchange things with you, you know, like that's a natural thing with most of us Tanzanians. So we got a very hard time getting to connect. Oh my goodness, getting to connect with people in America, it's very hard. Very hard, because most of them, they're closed. They don't have open doors for you to say hi, or
The opportunity for you to connect.
yeah, there's nothing like that. And I feel sad about that, because human beings need to communicate, need to connect. That's what makes us happy. That's what gives us joy in our heart. Because if I get to hear your voice, even though I don't understand what you're saying, but just being here and listening to you, it feels so good. I don't know how people don't see that, but I feel like they're missing a certain thing that they should have. So if you don't like to connect with people, I suggest you start doing that, because it's really important for every human being.
And seeing you perform on Friday night, watching you move to how I know Zawadi to move, and I was like, why is she only giving 20% when I know her 110%? And I was like, what is happening here? And then you turn around, your eyes got, and we saw each other. I was like, it's like being like time stood still, and everything around us at that just few seconds, like we were back in East Africa. And I just wanted to hug and start crying with you, and your eyes like watered up, and it was just so beautiful to experience that. Because I could see you having a shell, having to put on a costume, like a part of you that you're hiding to fit in. And then when you see somebody, it's like that costume comes off. And then you're like, she knows me.
That's exactly what I said. And I was like, oh, I'm seeing my friend, like I'm seeing a familiar face, you know. Like if you noticed, my smile even was like, I just found my I felt my face like
you felt your Zawadi. Who's Zawadi?
Like
and I saw that. I saw you transfer from giving 20%. Then when you turn around, looked at me, you were like, and then it's all of a sudden now I saw the full Zawadi come in. Like you came alive. And then that's where I was like, oh, she's so alone. And that's why afterwards, I actually got to perform, when you ran up to me, you cried, and I was like, I was like, I can't even talk English. I'm talking more Spanish and Swahili. Because even like being around other cultures, like even in Jamaica, because like when the Latin people travel, because the touching and the kissing, just how like it is all of East Africa. People, when you're used to that and you're raised with it and you don't have it, it disconnects you of being alive. It's like it's like cutting off your arm walking.
And you feel it. You feel it, because when you're performing, you're already told, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. Just focus on the choreography and what we're supposed to do. But remembering in my head that there are people watching me and I have to connect. I'm all about connection. I'm sorry, I'm all about connection. So if I see someone is there as my audience, I automatically want to connect with them, and I do. And when I do, it's just like energy comes into me, and I'm connecting with everyone, and I'm in the choreography, but I will add some other things, because just that energy that it brings into you, but then it was not allowed. So when you enjoy doing something and someone tells you don't do that, it's not right, of course you feel like there's something someone is telling you to. It's like they're suppressing this part of you, and you have to do a small part of it. So that's not a good feeling.
So I'm going to ask you one more question, and then I'm going to turn the interview into our fabulous Obi.
Hey, Obi, I'm waiting for Obi now.
Okay, so has anything surprised you this year? And what have you learned about yourself through that surprise?
That's why the question is so hard for me. So many things. Like, I'm so surprised with the American culture. For real. Like, of course, when you see it in the movies, you see the luxury, but you don't know how it is. So when you get to experience it, you see, like, wow, like, there's everything in America. Like, people here, they can have everything they want. And when you go back to my country, we only have few things, and the rest things that we don't have, we work on them, like, physically. If it's to do this, if it's to wash clothes, you wash your clothes. If it's to go somewhere, you walk to there, because not everyone has cars. But here, there's so many cars. Like, oh my goodness, America is surprising. Every day I see a new experience. Every day I see something new. Every day I see something I never thought existed. So it's like every day is a surprise.
Yeah, and we've talked about that too. Like, even though the 3 months here, it's still not enough to fully understand.
Yeah.
Because every city, every state has a different energy, a different vibration.
Wow.
Yeah, the weather is different. The food is different.
Wow.
Public transportation is different. So some cities like ours, we just started having normal, like good trains, good buses for transportation. So your next stop will be New Mexico. Mm-hmm. So you'll see the difference of New Mexico. Mm-hmm. And again, like, I really highly suggest, like, really try to tap into, like, our original people of America, which used to be called the Native Americans. Now they decided to call themselves, which is American Indian. I'll send you some links of the different tribes in New Mexico. So if you have the opportunity to be able to go to one of the locations that'll be nearby you, and you'll see, like, how beautiful that culture is and how rich it is.
Wow.
Because
I would love to experience that.
Because you know who your culture is. So you see the richness and beauty it is.
Yeah.
So when you're able to connect with someone else who understands its land and its own richness for their own language and their own customs, you have this magical experience together of communication. And other cultures who don't have an identity or don't understand who they are or have no culture, it is very difficult for them to understand other cultures who are rich with information of lineage that has been passed in from ancestors to grandparents to the next generation. That's the richness that you have. So thank you.
Asante wewe. Asante sana Micaela for everything. I don't know. For everything. I wanted to start mentioning, but there were so many things. So I just ended up saying for everything. Thank
Nakupenda.
you. Nakupenda sana mrembo.
Mwah.
Mwah.
Obi, you up?
Hello.
Hapo sasa tuishie hapo twende kazi.
Yes. I'm very happy to meet you.
I'm very happy to meet you. Finally. Because I just saw you on papers and in emails, Obi. And Micaela is telling me, Obi. So I'm like, okay, I'm waiting for Obi now. So finally, Obi.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm wonderful. I'm here with you. Of course I'm happy.
Yeah, nice. I'm honored.
Yeah. When I first heard your name, I thought, what does it mean? Where did it come from? Does it have any meaning in your family? Does it have a story attached to it?
Well, if I tell you the meaning, if I tell you my name in English, because my name is in every language. Did you know that?
I didn't.
Now you know.
Yeah.
So I believe even in your language, you might have my name.
I believe that.
So my name is Zawadi. And Zawadi means gift.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Okay, there's definitely a word for that in Igbo too.
In every language, right?
you
That's
need
beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, that brings a lot of things to perspective. Okay, wonderful. I wanted to ask you about food. Okay, because I love food.
Oh,
Do you like food too?
I love food,
Okay.
but not American food.
Oh, you're right.
Tell me, can you tell me about what you think about American food, and then tell me what you love about East African food and food from Tanzania, so we understand.
I figured since I got here, I forgot to tell Micaela. My appetite has decreased so much because of the food here. First of all, let me tell you one of the experience. So the first week when we got here, we were so excited about America, and then we went to the shopping, and the shopping was full of everything. So we had to look for something to go and cook at home, and everyone was like, chicken. Oh, we want to eat chicken. Let's go buy chicken. We saw there were so many chicken, and they were so big chicken. So we said, okay, big meat. We love meat in Africa. So we were like, we love meat. Let's get the biggest chicken. We got the biggest chicken and went to cook it. Now it's time to eat. We are eating, and everyone is like, We did not finish the chicken.
Oh.
Because it did not taste anything like chicken.
Said,
we
what
didn't,
is this?
And we were like, No, that was our reaction. We did not eat the chicken. So when I tell you the food here, I don't like it, that's what I mean.
I remember you mentioned earlier that you went on a juice cleanse just to make sure your body felt good. And you're performing.
Yeah.
You're giving your energy all the time, so you need fuel.
Yeah.
So I understand. Okay, and then...
And I did juice fast for a whole month.
Oh, wow.
For a whole month because, oh, man, like the food was making my stomach go crazy, and I was not my body was not feeling great, just because your body is what you feed it, right? So when you feed something and your body doesn't understand it, just doesn't feel good. So I had to go on a juice fast to cleanse. And after that, I was telling myself, when I get back to eating, I have to be more like...
pick more. Okay, okay.
Pick more healthy food, something that will be good for my body. Fruits, vegetables. Yes. Like good food, in short.
Okay. Yeah. And then what's a food that makes you feel like if you ate it, you're back home, or it makes you feel joyful? What's some Tanzanian food that we should check out when we're there?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's what
that's where he was going. Okay, so wow, you're gonna enjoy so much. Like every food tastes nice. So there's pilau. You're gonna like that. Yeah. There's pilau, there's ugali and daga wa kukaanga.
Okay.
And that's
I don't know what that means, but it sounds good. That's like food that most of the people eat in Tanzania. Like there's this I don't know how you call them, sardines. You fry them, and then you eat with some ugali. It's like stiff porridge, and then with some kachumbari is like salad, like tomato salad with some onions and some pilipili hoho. I don't know how you say bell pepper. Some pilipili hoho sounds more fun to say than bell pepper.
Yeah, and mlenda. It has what do they call bamia? I don't remember.
Don't worry.
Yeah, but like
okay,
that's some.
That would be a nice. That's colorful too. I can and you smell it. You eat with your hands
you
more,
smell
or
it
fork
even when it's still in the kitchen. You can smell it. The pilau, and if you're not serious, you might even feel your stomach is getting full without even eating something.
Oh, wow. I need that. I need that in my life.
You know, I'm an Igbo boy. I'm a Nigerian guy, so I have that West African point of view. Even though both my parents were born in Nigeria, I'm raised in that culture in Dallas, Texas. But East Africa is its own culture, own language, own feeling.
Yeah.
So I'm so curious.
You should come.
What it smells
You
like,
should
what it
come
tastes, what
to
it
East
feels.
Africa.
I think I need to.
Yeah, you're gonna love it.
I believe that.
You're gonna love it. It's a vibe 24/7.
Oh wow. Let me ask you this: how are you still connecting to your friends back home and your family? How is communication work here? Are you using your phone, WhatsApp? How are you talking to everyone that you need to?
Yeah, well, I have to stay connected with them because I have no one to connect here.
It's been harder. You haven't made it's harder to make friends in a new town.
So hard.
Oh, God. You're over here saying hi to everyone, and they're giving you the block.
Yeah, right.
Oh man, I can understand.
So I talk to them through WhatsApp.
Okay.
That's the only way that I can contact them, or Instagram, like social media.
Okay.
But apart from that, I can't contact them out like normal calls.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Okay.
Till social media.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the time difference too?
10 hours.
10. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So sometimes you.
So when I'm sleeping, they're awake. When I'm awake, they're sleeping.
I see. Okay. Good to understand.
Yeah.
You're doing the best you can. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
That's wonderful though.
Yeah. It's beautiful to always. I think it's an aspiration that everyone should have. Always. Whatever you say, whatever you think, whatever you see, whatever you hear, aspire to be better in all of that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what you're doing. That's what we're all doing.
Amen.
We're all on that journey.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah. You mentioned the spiritual journey, and of course, we're all on our own journey in this life. I wanted to ask you, has your connection to your spirit, do you think it has grown?
I was feeling things. I was feeling so many things, and I was trying to make sense out of everything that I was feeling, and it was being confusing. But you know when you're transitioning, there's always this confusion because you're trying to leave your old self to get more and more and more. So like in that process, it's so confusing because you feel like that's the part when you feel like you're not right. Like so you're like every time you're like, oh my goodness, am I right? Every time I'm checking in with myself, am I right? But I figured out that was the point when I was so right. You know? And I saw it, like I realized it. It was so interesting to me because I've never been so attached or connected to myself to the point that I can understand some things like that they're going on in me.
Yeah.
You know.
Even when everything else is changing, you're still finding.
Yeah. And also like in this process, I figured that I've become more calm, more like, I don't know how to explain this. You know, like how human beings react more than acting. I've becoming less of a reactor.
You sit and before you speak, you have a process.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I've become less of reacting person. Yeah, so all of these things are things that I figured out, and one of the things just happened yesterday.
Oh.
I was at work and I was not feeling like putting on my shoes to go and perform, and always when you're different from everyone, the boss is like is like, you have to follow this and this and this.
Right.
So yesterday I wanted to do two things which are out of the normal things of working. So I just prayed and said, let there not be obstacle in everything that I want to do today. I let it go smoothly. And it went smoothly. They also that I didn't have shoes, and they didn't say anything about it. And I also went to the other performance with something which was not right, and they saw it and they did not say anything about it, and we kept on making stories and we laughed, and I was like, thank you, God.
You said it with your mouth, you put it out there.
Yeah.
And it happened.
Yeah.
Wow, that's wonderful.
That thing happened to me the last time I remember something like that when you pray for something and it actually happens and you actually say it, was when I was so young, when I was back in school. That day I prayed to God, I miss my dad. I want to see my dad today. And he came to school.
Whoa. Whoa. You're powerful. You're powerful. The things that you say, wow, that's wonderful.
Yeah, and I believe every human being, if we all tap into that, because I don't know why human beings, we always forget we're spiritual beings first.
Yes, and we come from the greater thing.
Yeah,
it's not just us.
We forget that right now. Like, we forget the real human fact is that you're a human being and you're a spiritual being first, and you are living in the world. So people are more caught up in living in the world. They forget that they're spiritual beings and they're human beings first. And that's what my journey. I want to remember, always remember, I'm a human being and I'm a spiritual being first.
Everything else can change, but I will continue to move the way I need to.
Yeah.
Wow.
And when you understand that, there's things that you understand that there's things that don't apply. Like, for example, you live in this world, but things don't just apply to you. You see, like, people that will follow this system or this, but you don't need to follow it because it doesn't apply to you, and it doesn't affect you at all.
Yes, you can be in it, but it doesn't touch you.
Yeah, it doesn't touch you at all.
Wow. So for me, I'm a musician and a dancer, my family wanted me to be a doctor.
Wow.
Right? And anything you do with the arts is nonsense.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't, and that's very common for many people can relate to that in the U.S. and abroad. However, in your life, you there's some things that you just know that are for you, and you have to find a way to do them. I'm wondering if there's more left for us to do. You know, both in our arts, but just in the way that we live life, that we don't have to conform. It's making me feel, what you said is making me feel as though there's even more possibility than I might realize.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
Yes, and you know this. You mentioned this with Micaela, but sometimes your family will be saying no.
Yeah.
Society will be saying no.
Yeah.
There's all this resistance.
Yeah.
But still, you're finding a way to be yourself.
Yeah.
So that is, I don't think there's. What can stop you at that point if you're connected to your spirit?
Right.
That's what it feels like to me when I hear you speak.
Oh, wow.
So thank you for that.
Now you're saying that, now I feel the power in it.
Yeah, it's everywhere. If there's something that you want people to remember about you when you meet them or when they meet you, what were some of those things? What are some words that come to mind?
When I'm with you, I want you to remind you that you're human, and you have to remember that. Like, I don't want, like, when we're together, you know that thing when you're together, you know, this is my boss, like those identities in the society. I don't like it. I feel like every time I'm with someone, I want them to be in absence of all that, and let's just be humans. And attend to what we want to attend to now. If we were singing, let's enjoy our voices. We're human. Our voices. Did you know that your voice sound like this? It's not normal. Not everyone can sound like when you're singing. So it's beautiful.
You're a singer too. I forget. Yeah, you sing too. Yeah, you got it all. Come on.
So like when we're sitting here, when we're talking, let's enjoy the conversation. Sure. When I'm talking to you, like, let's just not think about anything else. Yeah. I feel like that's something that I would like. I don't know if they'll be remembering of me, but just reminding themselves that we are all human and we should just live by it.
Wow.
And enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, I think you're doing that in your own way already.
Amen. Because every time I'm like, I really want to do this, but I don't know how to do it. So I'm just living.
Yeah, you're just being.
Yeah, I'm just being.
You don't have to do any more than that.
Yeah. Sometimes, for example, when I wake up at home, you know how everyone has their own way to communicate with God. So in the morning, I always pray that today, whatever that I'm going to say to anyone, or whatever that I'm going to see, or whatever that I'm going to hear, I want to be better in everything. and I want to aspire everyone or everything that's around me to be better of themselves. Yeah, that's what I pray. So every time I meet with anyone, that's what I wish. I wish for them, like whatever that we're going to do, it should make them better from there. Like they should not live the same way that they are. So sometimes I even see, like when I talk to someone and I see that they're not listening and they're not understanding me, I'd rather end that conversation and do something else, which
Right.
they'll be interested in to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. You are very aware of other people.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I've become more of when I decided to, like, this journey I'm talking, the spiritual journey of wanting to connect with myself, with the core of myself, has made me to be more aware and more mindful. Like, whatever that you do, you have to know how it's affecting someone or the surrounding that you're in. And if it's affecting it in a positive way, then keep on doing it. But if in any way it's harmful to anyone,
Reflect.
and find a way to make it better, or just find something else.
Yeah. How can we support you on your journey? How do we follow you? How do we keep up with you? How do we see what Zawadi is doing each week or each month?
Hapo follow. Uliwapo nipate tu Instagram.
Yeah. I'm with some celebrities.
Hapo nipate tu Instagram bwana.
Okay.
Hapo follow me on Instagram hapo. Unanikuta pale ninaitwa Zagotora. Zagotora is my username on Instagram, and that's the social media that I'm so active in.
Okay. We can also come see you live at the San Diego
at
show.
the San Diego Zoo. I perform there at the Jambo Dunia. You'll enjoy the show.
Wow.
Cool.
I've learned some words that are words change meaning over time, but words have a lot of power.
Yeah.
So, are there some words in your language or that you've heard that stand out to you now, that you say that means something to you? Even if it's a greeting or a word that reminds you of who you are.
The first word is enjoy.
Enjoy.
All of my friends already have it. They just find them telling me enjoy, because I love to tell someone enjoy, and when I say it, I mean it. That's why I think they feel it. That's why they all feel it, and they like it when I say it. They're like, and they're like, okay, because like, no matter, we're all going through different things in our lives, but we all have to find a way to enjoy it, because that's the only way we can go through it with ease. And no matter how difficult it is. If you enjoy it, you're gonna go through it with ease and you're gonna love it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll choose that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
let's promise me we'll keep doing that, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. You saw it here.
Enjoy.
So if you see any of us with a frown, call us out. Wonderful.
Well, I wanted to ask you a question.
Oh, okay.
Are you afraid of people?
Am I afraid of people? I don't think so. I think when I'm afraid, sometimes I get afraid. I think what it is that I'm afraid of parts of myself. I think that there are some parts that you see, oh, I'm so vulnerable here. Or it shows you a part of yourself that you're not comfortable with. I would say I used to be shy, but I'm more curious. And maybe some people use introverted, like some people close up around people or open. I'm learning how to be more open over time. What makes you ask that? You think I'm wondering.
No, this is the question I ask so many people, because I would love to know, why are you afraid of people? If someone is afraid.
If someone is afraid.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because,
that's a great question.
because I don't see a reason to be afraid of anyone. When I'm talking about me and my fellow human being, everything else doesn't matter. If it's money, if it's wealth, if it's power, if it's whatever that it is, it doesn't matter. Because whatever you can do, I can do. We are all
We're mirrors.
human. Yeah.
And we're all human.
I am because you are. I can go through what you're going through, and you can go through what I'm going through. You can be in this position now, and later you might be in another position. Like, Nothing else is guaranteed around us except for that we are human. So why should I be afraid of you?
Not everyone believes that, so that's why they're afraid. If you don't believe that, then you focus on what separates you, and you feel judged. Because if you're not good enough, or if you don't measure up to what you think you're supposed to be, then all of a sudden now you have to put on a mask, and you have to keep people from seeing you. I think maybe people are afraid of each other because of their past experiences. They've had relationships that have changed them in a negative way, or make them feel when people don't treat each other as humans, that happens too. I've seen that in history, at least over time. I don't know every time I learn something, I know less. But it seems that over time, when we don't see each other as humans, we don't have that belief. The fact that you have that belief that is more precious than, that's gold, because that's how you can have an open heart and move through the world. But I think some things in life, they make it not real. All of a sudden now I'm on my own. And that feeling of aloneness that you see no one is saying hi to each other, they feel alone too. They don't feel like they don't see themselves in other people. It's just them. They're by themselves. They're alone in their experience. And so many of our thoughts too. We can be in the same room and have two different experiences just because of what we think about or believe.
Oh, I
can be in this interview with you and think, wow, this is the most amazing thing in the world.
I might think another
and you're
different.
Thinking, oh, do I look, is something wrong,
Right,
so
right.
I think it's what you believe is so important. Yeah. So thank you for sharing what you actually believe.
Yeah.
You're living it, but it's another thing to articulate it, because we all have our own beliefs. I know that on my spiritual journey, it has been about examining my beliefs. What do I think is real? Is that really real? Or is that something that I came up with because I just took it and said, this has to be it.
So can you believe when I tell you that it's dance that led me to this journey?
No way.
Yeah, that was what I was telling Micaela. Like, where I am today is because of dance. So like when I wanted to be better in dancing, and I decided to find my own personality and my own, like, find myself in the dance part, I figured that I have to know myself. I figured now is that I am able now to dance anything. If you teach me now anything, I can do it.
Because you
Yeah.
It's not about the thing.
Yes.
It's about how does it feel? How can I connect?
Yes. How does my soul connect to it, and how does my mind process it? So I might not take. For example, if something was meant to learn for a year for someone, I may take shorter time to learn it because I get it faster.
Yeah.
Because I've known myself.
Yes.
Much more better, and I'm connecting with myself.
Yes.
Like much more better.
Yes.
So it's easy for me to connect with everything that is around me.
I believe that is the best part of art and dance.
Yeah.
That's it. It's not about. I'm on the same thing. So we see. I see you. I see you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Do you know, like, most of the issues, like most of the people, like all the problems that are going in this world, people not understanding each other, it's because of the disconnection of humanity. Because if humanity was there, there could not be any problem.
Yes.
Do you know that?
I think it's very simple.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I don't know how people. It's a hard work to bring people to reconnect them with the human part.
To wake up.
Because it was not easy for me.
Of course. Of course.
It was not easy for me. Starting to relearn religion. Religion is a really good system to your brain.
Yeah, I understand.
And it's not that I know it, but it's just that I don't know how to explain it.
You don't have to say.
Yeah.
Somehow I understand.
Yeah.
Yes.
But like it's not an easy journey. It's not an easy journey. But if you know where you want to go, you know who you want to be, because if you aspire to be the best it's not going to be hard. You're going to enjoy everything, because the results that you're going to see, the feeling of your body, your mind, and your heart, oh my goodness, you're gonna enjoy every process. But you need to be so strong.
Oh yeah, because if you live that path, there's going to be resistance.
There's a path.
It's going to be a fight,
and there's
you
a
have to be
moment,
ready for
and there's
it.
a moment you feel like you're living in this world alone, because people might be connecting, but what they're doing, you be like, are you guys seriously doing this, talking about something that is not necessary, you know, and you feel like you're the one left out. But since they will not understand you, you're the one who is way,
you're off on
yeah,
your own.
you are way, like you're in a different different dimension. It's like you're in different dimension. So whatever you say, they will not understand. So you just have to be there and just listen.
Wow.
And just remember, don't lose yourself.
Yeah, accept what it is.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, and I wish, I hope people are inspired to be better of themselves and just be human and enjoy. Enjoy.
What's your favorite Tanzania proverb? Like, what's the one that you feel connected to your land, that it is spiritual when you say it out loud?
I am because we are. Ubuntu.
Right there.
That's everything.
That's it. It
yeah.
sums it all up.
It sums everything that I've said.
Yes.
I am because we are.
Yes.
There's no you. There's
Without
no me without
and
you.
there's no me without you.
Right there. Yeah.
I want to be able to explain the reason why we created that this is such a special opportunity in order to interview different artists around the world. Obi and I started GAPS, which was last year. Our first one was online with 4 international artists. From Kenya, it was June, as well as Quincy. From Russia, it was Lil Jazz. From Jamaica, it was Sashi. We had the pleasure of interviewing them, I believe it was in June. And then we had a live one with Texas artists in August. This, for us, is a sister-brother love from when we did GAPS. And today we're calling this as an in-person with different international artists as What's Your Barrio, which is What's Your Neighborhood. Because I want to create where it's more intimate of what we're doing by saying, tell us your story from where you're from to where you're at now. And for us, that's What's Your Barrio. So thank you for sharing your time. Thank you for this journey you did with me from last year, Obi.
Of course, thank you.
Yeah, because to have this closeness or relationship, we know as artists, sometimes we can't do that with everybody. Because not everybody has the right intentions and not everybody is ready. And so I'm very blessed and honored that we met each other in, which I'm just learning, his first dance class, which was an Afro.
2018.
Yes, my first connection with Obi. And then 2 years later, who was to know that I was going to meet this beauty?
Right?
In
Right?
East Africa.
How life is funny and random too.
Yes. And so if you ever watch anything on TV, live performances, theater, question it. Because if it doesn't come from authenticity of the people who reside from those countries, their intentions are pure when it comes from the people. Perfect example was in attending an event and all I heard was Jambo and my stomach just sank. Jambo is a terminology as if you're a resort person, living at large in different parts of East Africa. And Jambo is only more related if you're living or vacation in Zanzibar. But anybody that hears Jambo like, Mozungo. So now I actually get to laugh when I hear certain things too. At the beginning I was like, wait, I don't understand.
Camisa.
And now Obi is gonna have the honor of going and feel the love of what East Africa is. I do want you to explain your experience from being in Ghana to how the connection is of what it is East Africa, and it's not a competitive, but it's an understanding of what Africa is now, the continent, and how different influences. Yes, it's good, but it also loses the substance of why the love in those countries are so powerful. So I want you to explain.
When I went to Ghana, I was so excited to go to a dance class, because when you see Afrobeats from Ghana on Instagram, you'd be like, oh, I want to learn those moves. Now I get the chance to learn the moves live. I had to go for the class, man. So I went to the class and I was so excited. I was with my friend Jasmine. We went to the class and we was dancing. And as usual, like in Tanzania, when you go to a dance class of another choreographer, it's easier for you to connect with them when you get there. There's this welcoming atmosphere. You get to talk to them and exchange not just dance moves, but also talk and laugh and do whatever that you want to do, just to enjoy more the moment. But I never got that in Ghana. I don't know. There was more feeling of like, we are the owners of this place, and I don't know how to explain it, but it was just not a good feeling to get it from my fellow dancer, because I feel like when you're doing the same thing, it should be easier for you to connect and understand each other more. But I did not feel that, because even after the class, and now it was time to shoot the video, no one, like, if you're not a member of that group, you do not shoot a video, so you just sit and hype.
They didn't let you shoot or practice.
I did practice, like when they're teaching, you just dance with them.
Nothing that you can take.
Yeah. When you take your camera, they say no, don't shoot with your phone. But me in my class, anyone who wants to record, they will just record from. Just make sure you're not chaotic in my class. Just if you want to show off what is going on in class, it's fun for people to see what is going on. But they did not allow me to use my phone to shoot. And then when I wanted to dance for them to shoot me, they were like, no, we it's us first. And I was like, oh wow, I would never get this in my country. So I did not like the experience. And so I managed to fight for the shoot, because of course I need to have a video. I'm in Ghana and I'm dancing Afrobeat. Oh my goodness, I need this video. I did not get my video. That is very sad, honestly, because I was so excited for the video and I did not get it. But me, I'm okay with everything. So you know what I did? I went to do the same choreography and I recorded my own video at home and I posted it on my Instagram. It was great. But honestly speaking, like, I felt difference in love from East Africa to Ghana. I felt difference in connection too, because I don't know. I think in my country, people are more friendly. I don't know. I feel like that's how it is. They're more friendly than Ghana, because I stayed there for the first week and I already missed home. But I was in Africa, but I still missed home. So, yeah.
Do you feel because it had more Western influences, like more European influences in West Africa?
Well, I don't know about their connection with the Europe, but it just didn't feel like welcoming Africans. I don't know how to explain it, but I did not feel that feeling that I feel when I'm in Tanzania, when I'm in Kenya. I just didn't feel it. Yeah. Or maybe I thought maybe it's because we speak different language. Maybe they don't speak Swahili. I thought so, but
we all speak dance. We speak music.
Yeah, right.
So it shouldn't matter.
Correct, but the hypeness, which is good for you to be able to intervene, because we experience that in all the classes, even here. that the video sometimes takes over from actually the experience itself. So we can end with you communicating with her, just so then people understand that it's just not a continent thing. It's actually a global thing that's happening right now.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely a positive to shine light on that truth.
Yeah.
Versus just keeping it like it's a competition, because it really isn't.
All I'll say is don't take it personally. It's not about you. Usually, you know yourself. You know why you're there. Your intention is good. So sometimes you'll meet people who connect to that, and you'll meet people who they're on their own.
And I understood them. I knew they were doing it because that's how their Instagram page looks like. Or whatever they post is themselves. So they needed content for their Instagram page. But I just thought, like, if you have students coming in your class, you should at least give them space, give them a spotlight to enjoy what they've been learning in class. I think that's something I've even noticed that issue with one of choreographers in Tanzania. Like when you go to her class, she's like, only people who dance well, I'll film. But if you want, I want to be in a video, let me see you. I don't like it. Okay. I don't think that's a good way to, because if you're doing a class, you're doing it for the people. So you have to,
it's for them.
You have to value them. So if you're doing it and it's for yourself, why are you doing it?
Well, I think if Instagram goes away, we'll still be dancing.
Yeah. Nice. Oh, I love this. I love this, jamani. Nimejisikia vizuri. I felt very good.
Yes, it was very natural, unscripted. Even though we had a foundation, you spoke from your heart.
Yeah.
And right now, people are so concerned of things being perfect that they've lost their way with their heart. So this brings it back in. Yeah, so thank you.
Asanteni jamani. Nimeenjoy sana. You guys, I love your questions.
Oh, yeah, it's and I'm very blessed to work with him, because to do this with anybody else, it wouldn't have this flow. It wouldn't, because the energy, you have to be open. And very few people are open.
Mungu ibariki Tanzania. 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 Mungu ibariki Tanzania.